So obviously the Kevin Durant trade happened pretty recently. He got sent to the Rockets, but the trade that they got back just didn't make any sense. The trades that were apparently available, like Darius Garland getting sent to the Suns, like guys that would fit way better on this roster, or like Rudy Gobert and others, like you could get a good center or you could get a good guard, anything to get Devin Booker from being your full-time point guard. Like, that's not what I want Devin Booker's role to be. If you look at his field goal percentage, he's had seasons like this before. We're trying to get him closer to this. I know he has a lot of responsibility regardless of what position he's playing, but Devin Booker's a guy that I like, trying to pair with somebody who's a facilitator, who's an on-ball type of guy. We're going to try and trade Kevin Durant, maybe try and trade Bradley Beal. I don't know if we're going to be able to, but we're going to try and rebuild around Devin Booker kind of on the fly here, make sure that he doesn't waste his entire career in Phoenix. I did do start today. Obviously, I can't do any actual trades yet. We're going to have to get through the player retirement stage. Chris Paul obviously going to the Hall of Fame and getting his jersey retired, as does Kyle Lowry. I'm just going to skip the lottery results. Jazz end up with a number 1 pick. The Rockets have number 10. Obviously, in real life, that pick gets traded to the Suns for Kevin Durant. But I don't know if we're going to make a trade with Houston. We'll see what the offers are looking like. So now trades are finally available, and we're going to get Kevin Durant in here. I don't mind sending him to Houston at all, but Jalen Green is not the guy that I would be looking to get back. If I'm picking, I would ask for Sengun. If I'm got to choose between Jalen Green or Sengun, why would we not try and get him and Reed Shepherd maybe? Could we do that and then get the 10th pick? This is a package that I would be way cooler with. A point guard to develop, a solid big man right off the bat, and the 10th pick, to develop somebody. They don't want to do that at all. I'm going to see what the options in Trade Finder look like. Obviously, Paul George and Adem Bona, Kobe White, Zach Collins. We could get Trae Young. I don't know how I feel about that, but that would certainly be an option. I feel like if I'm going to trade Kevin Durant, I got to send him somewhere, that's realistic, he wants to compete. This trade with Denver wouldn't be awful. You get 2 pretty good role players, and Michael Porter Jr. and Aaron Gordon. I don't know, though. I don't think the Pacers make sense, or the Pelicans, or the Pistons, rather. Not the Raptors. The Spurs would be interesting, especially if they're going to get Dylan Harper in this sim. For future reference with other rebuilds, I will try and just do a start today that has the updated offseason moves. But this one, I don't like what the Suns have done. The whole point is to get something better. So I don't know if the Spurs really make sense. Definitely not the Blazers. Definitely not the Warriors or the Wizards. So I don't know. I think what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to try a manual trade with either the Timberwolves or the Cavs, because those were some of those packages that we were talking about. If we're talking about Darius Garland and, I don't know, is Jared Allen too much to ask for? I mean, if we could get Darius Garland and Jared Allen, I'm not even going to think about that. I could give you pick 28 and another second. They want Ryan Dunn, Nick Richards. They'll give us Max Strus, but we could get Garland and Allen for Kevin Durant. We're definitely doing that. So now we can move Book to shooting guard. We've got a point guard of the future with Darius Garland to pair next to Book. Beal honestly might end up being a 6-man guy. Maybe he does move over to the 3. I'm not totally sure how we're going to play all of this. And we get Jared Allen. I mean, again, both those guys under contract for pretty long, and I think they fit kind of the prime window here that we're looking to compete with Booker. I mean, that's just such a way better return. Obviously, the Cavs probably don't do that in real life. If we look at their roster right now, they obviously have Ty Jerome, who they might not even be able to bring back. They've sacrificed a lot of depth, but you've still got DeAndre Hunter, Evan Mobley, and KD. Overall, I'm just going to help them out here and move Mobley to a full-time center and then power forward backup position. But yeah, I mean, they'll find role players to fit around him. I think that this return realistically is as good as it could possibly get for Phoenix. I'm going to try this deal, see if we can send Beal to the Pistons, get Tobias Harris, and not this year, not next year, but the year after, first round unprotected from Detroit, and they don't want to do it. This is a trade that interests me a little bit. We could get Anthony Simons and Jeremy Grant for Beal. Obviously, that's not going to go through straight up. But if we give them Royce O'Neal and Cody Martin, they will throw in an unprotected second. I really like this trade. Gets Beal off the team. I think all Suns fans are going to be pretty happy with that. I like the idea of having Simons as like a bench guy, but if something were to happen to Booker or Garland, I don't know if I would really want to start Simons at the 2 anyway, but you've got depth at the guard position, which is good. I'm not sure if we're going to re-sign Tyus Jones or not, but I think in terms of building a roster around Booker, I mean, this is as balanced as I feel like it can get. Obviously, you know, we're a little guard heavy. We're going to have to round out the roster just a bit. Simons, we're going to have to see. Might end up flipping him at the deadline. But I just think, like, if we're looking at it from the lineup perspective, which obviously I can't look at that yet, everything looks a lot more balanced. And I think you're set up both to win and actually compete, but also to contend, you know, for the next couple of years. We're not exactly worried about like a Kevin Durant who's 36, you know, on the way out. There's really not much else for us to do. I'm just going to go to rookie signing. We don't even have like picks, so we're going to go to the team options. Micic, I think, honestly, it's $8 million and he's 31. Yeah, we'll decline that. Not really worried about it. Qualifying offers, I am fine giving these guys the qualifying. I don't know if we really need Jalen Bridges, though. We'll just use the qualifying offers, and if they need to go, then, you know, that is what it is. So, obviously, we don't have a lot of cap room. Can we get Jalen Williams? Is that, like, a realistic possibility? It says I can offer it, and I don't know. I mean, that would be pretty cool. I wouldn't mind, like, Luke Cornett either. I feel like, you know, depth at the big man position is pretty important. Yabusele, I would be willing to offer him a contract for sure. So those are my offers. Obviously, in the moratorium, you don't typically sign guys like this tier. I wouldn't mind keeping Bol. I don't really care enough to like get rid of all of these. So we're going to just move through the moratorium like that. And we don't have enough room to sign Luke Cornett or him. Oh, okay, cool. So none of those guys end up signing here? Well, we got Yabu. So that's something. I think we're going to have to move Grant back to, like, small forward. We do end up signing both Monte Morris and Daniel Tice on the minimum, just to be some, like, depth pieces. Torrey Craig and Javonte Green also are coming back. So if we look at the roster, Garland, Simons, Morris, the point guard rotation, shooting guard, Booker, Grayson, Allen, and Javonte Green. At the wing, we've got Grant and Strus, and then Yabusele and Craig, and then Jared Allen, Daniel Tice, and Oso Ighodaro. I feel pretty good about where the roster is at. I might sign 2 more minimum guys at each forward slot just to kind of round out the team. But other than that, honestly, I don't really see any other big needs. And just to fill those 2 spots, we signed Cedi Osman and Lamar Stevens. I am unfortunately going to have to renounce my rights on both these guys. Even though our offer is technically $2 million, they don't want anything to do with that, so I'm just going to let them test free agency. At player progression, Darius Garland goes down 1. Jared Allen stays the same. Simons pretty much the same. Ighodaro goes up 2, so that's pretty cool. There's not a lot of young talent on the team at this point. He's kind of our one guy. Obviously, a lot of regression for the older guys, but I don't know. It's not really anything to worry about. We're going to skip through the pretty much all of this, honestly. I think I'm just going to go right to next year, and I'll load in the draft class real quick. LeBron wants a farewell tour. Absolutely. We can do that. And let's just go look at the game plan. So this is what the rotation is looking like. Garland and Booker, and then Strus, Yabusele, and Allen. Simons is our sixth man. Jeremy Grant, Grayson Allen, Morris, and Stevens all getting minutes. That's kind of how I would prefer things. Iguodaro is kind of pissed that he's not getting minutes. So I feel like Stevens is kind of the odd man out. I would rather give those minutes, at least those 11, to Iguodaro, at least just to start before we, do anything drastic. We're going to have to sim probably to, I don't know, January and just kind of take a look at, how things are going. Maybe if we need to make any more tweaks to the roster. We obviously don't have a lot of picks going forward. That's why I think the young talent was so important to get in return for KD, but we're just trying to compete, and we're not trying to waste Devin Booker's time or his career. We're trying to make it work with him. If we do have to, blow everything up and turn this into a way longer rebuild, that'll definitely have to be in a part two because we're trying to compete with Devin Booker. With that all said, I'm going to simulate through this date here, and, oh my God, injury right off the bat. Great start. So here we are in the month of January. We're 16 and 18 on the year. Could obviously be better. The team is a pretty well-balanced team. Booker's efficiency is back up. He's not as ball dominant. Simons clearly has made life easy for him. I mean, he has been so efficient. Like, legit, look at the difference there. I mean, he's never shot this good in his career. I think we might end up trading Simons. I don't know. Definitely a lot of possibilities there. Garland is way more efficient. Jared Allen is doing great. I like pretty much everybody on the team. Max Strus, what is going on? You expect role players to fall off after they leave the Miami Heat, but oh my God, he fell off after he left the Cavs. Gershon probably gets traded. He's not having a great season either. So maybe I'll go take a look and see if I can get anything for Strus and Yabusele. Oh, I can't even trade Yabu yet, so never mind. What day did it say I have to wait to trade Yabu? January 25th. We're just going to sim to that date. Well, since January 9th, we've been on, what is that, a 8-game losing streak? We were 19 and 18, actually, so we were slightly above 500. And, since then, it's been pretty brutal. Like I said, I'm going to try and check and see what we can get for Max Strus, obviously a pretty big contract, and Yabusele is also on a 3-year deal. These guys just not performing the way that we would like. I threw them in the trade finder. These are the options we've got. I think Lonzo is kind of redundant on this roster. If we could snag DeAndre Hunter, I think that's probably the best deal ever, fleecing the Cavs 2 times. That would be pretty sick. We're just going to make sure we're not missing out on any better offers. I do think PJ Washington and Max Christie is a really good offer too, but we'd have to give up our first round pick in 2030. We could get the 2030 pick from the Rockets and Taylor Hendricks, but he's just on such 1 year, $25 million. What? Yeah, I'm thinking the DeAndre Hunter move is the way to go. No questions asked. This is what I think the lineup's going to look like. Garland, Booker, Hunter, Grant, Allen, Simons, Allen again, and then Iguodaro and Stevens and Morris after that. I'm not even sure how long we're going to stay healthy. I think realistically just simming to the trade deadline would be good. I mean, giving up our unprotected pick in 2030 and Garland gets us Trae Young, I just don't even really see why they would do that. We have won at least a couple of games since our huge skid, so we're only 5 games under 500. There's been so many injuries. How do we feel about this roster? I think on paper, it looks great. The depth is definitely a little you'd rather have more 80 overall guys off the bench, but beggars can't be choosers. I think in terms of where the team was at a season ago and where we're at now, just roster structure-wise, I feel great about all of this, honestly. But at the same time, we're just not contending. So we either have to lock up people via extension, which who's even available? Simons will re-sign. He wants $30 a year. When you look at what his contribution to the team is, that's a pretty efficient 18 a game. Just the scorer off the bench, that's really all you're expecting out of him. Jeremy Grant is also extendable. He'll take, 2 years, $6 million. He's already under contract for 2 years, though. He even has a player option in his 33-year-old season. This was definitely a hard contract to take on. I'm not going to lie. We might have to get rid of that contract. Might have to extend Simons. It's not like we really have anybody expiring. Not anybody super important besides Simons. So we could definitely try to extend him and then just see where things are later. I don't really feel like we have a huge option there. But speaking of options, with Jeremy Grant's player option being at age 33, still being able to make 30-something mil, like he's not even an 80 overall right now. So to spend $6 million a year to extend him 3 years out when he's inevitably going to just kill us, it just doesn't feel realistic. We're going to have to at least trade finder some of these guys. At least Jeremy Grant, that's just too big of a contract. Because I would not mind flipping him for expiring deals. Also, sending our pick for Michael Porter Jr., that's interesting. I'm definitely going to have to think about that. This would just be a straight-up salary dump, get Tobias Harris. We could do that with Chris Middleton, too. We just got a first-round pick in the cycle, but it's also, years and years away. I'm going to try and negotiate this deal. So if I could trade that second and this second, what do we think? Okay, they still want the pick, but then they'll give us this kid, KJ Simpson. I don't care. Whatever. I don't even know if I'm going to make it to 2030 in this rebuild anyway. We're just going to do it. We're going to send it for Michael Porter. Now they want to do this, give us KJ Simpson for Green and take a second. I don't care. That works for me. Now we have DeAndre Hunter and Michael Porter Jr., which we're going to have to move him to the small ball 4. I hope his overall doesn't go down too much. It doesn't. So if we look at the game plan and we look at the roster we're fielding right now, we've got Garland, Booker, Hunter, Porter, Allen, Simons, and then Grayson Allen, Monte Morris, Stevens, KJ Simpson. I like Iguodaro. I mean, this is what Lamar Stevens is averaging. That's what Iguodaro's averaging. Realistically, does it make more sense to play Stevens? Maybe. But we just don't really have that backup big. So I feel like Iguodaro's minutes are a lot more important to have because we got a lot of guards in the rotation. So when we're looking at our books, I mean, we're kind of locked in with Book until at least the 28 season. Garland is in the same boat. The team option is for Grayson Allen. We will definitely decline that because I'm not paying him $20 million a year. Allen and Simons have been, extended out to this 28-29 season. There's not really anything else I can think of to do. We can keep trying to make moves and keep trying to acquire talent, but we've already used up all of our picks. We didn't really get anything for KD, and our team still, by the way, is 5 games under 500. So I'm going to sim the rest of the regular season. I'll see you guys at the playoffs. We are here at the awards. Wemby wins MVP, 24-13, almost 14, 3 blocks. That's crazy. Cooper Flag on the Jazz wins Rookie of the Year, averaging basically 18, 8, and 5. Josh Giddey, 6th Man of the Year. Not too surprising, although not sure why he's in Detroit. Wemby Depoy, Trace Jackson Davis wins Most Improved, I guess. Luka, Clutch Player of the Year, Pop Coach of the Year, and Aaron Phillips, Executive of the Year. All-NBA First Team, Wemby, Jokic, Luka, Shea, and Giannis. Cat, Sabonis, Tatum, Young, and Edwards. Why is Trae Young on the Pacers? Whatever. We just didn't get anybody on any All-NBA teams. That's unfortunate. Tyrese and Trae on the Pacers is crazy. That's kind of disappointing to not have any Suns there, although it's understandable. Not sure that we made the playoffs. Jared Allen, all-defensive second team. I guess that's something. Obviously, we don't have any rookies here. We are in the play-in as the 9th seed. So last year we were 36 and 46. This year we were 40 and 42. So a little bit better for sure. We are at least like in the playoff hunt. We'd have to win 2 games, so we're going to simulate with SimCast. If we lose, then, obviously we're not going to make the playoffs. Started out pretty good. I mean, we're maintaining our lead. Now it's just kind of a blowout. And, what is that, a 30-point win? Devin Booker, Simons, Allen, Hunt. I mean, who wasn't balling today is really the question. Everybody did great. Held the Kings to a pretty rough game. Is that Cole Anthony? Yeah, 4 of 13. That's pretty rough. Keegan Murray not so great either. So the Lakers actually lose to the Pelicans in their play-in game. So we got to play the Lakers. Luka, Reeves, Bron, Draymond. That's interesting. Jakob Poeltl. I don't really understand this lineup at all, the way that they're running it. But you know what? That's up to them. Does that say Russell Westbrook? There is no way they got Russell Westbrook back in LA. That's crazy. So for the 8th seed, we are going to start it off. It's a close game. It's a little back and forth. Tied in the 3rd, high-scoring game. Definitely could be one that we jump into. Again, playoff hopes are on the line here. It's going to come down to the wire. And the Lakers are making that push. They have pretty much completely pulled away here. Unless I can reverse jinx us. No, that's going to do it. Suns have been eliminated. Michael Porter Jr. had the game of his life. Where's Devin Booker? 4 of 10, 19 minutes. Did he get hurt or something? Oh my gosh, he fouled out. Devin Booker fouls out not even 20 minutes into the game. Oh my God, that's bad. That's pretty bad. But Michael Porter Jr., obviously carrying the team. I'm glad that we got him in a place where he can thrive. But oh my God, yeah, Luka and LeBron just tore us to shreds. Another year not making the playoffs. I'm just gonna simulate it. I don't really care in particular. It looks like the Thunder and the Knicks are meeting in the finals. Shea and Brunson both scoring the ball well. And the Knicks win the championship. Brunson, oh my gosh, yeah, he's overpowered in 2K. That's crazy. Player retirements, we already knew about LeBron. Nobody else pretty surprising here. I'm going to keep Curry. Everybody else is pretty washed. I'm not super worried about that. Staff retirements, cool. LeBron, obviously, Hall of Fame, and 3 different jerseys retired, 23 with both the Cavs and the Lakers, 6 with the Heat. Klay Thompson gets his retired with Golden State. I'm just going to reject these. I don't ever want rule changes. And I believe we do actually have a pick in here. So we're at least going to check the lottery until our pick is announced. Heat stay at 14. I believe that we're at 12 or 11 or something. Hornets end up picking at 13. So wait, hold on. Did we get a swap best between the Hornets and us? We're going to get the Hornets pick? Because I think they were pretty bad this year. It looks like Charlotte got our pick at 13. So I don't know. Maybe we don't have a pick. Maybe it was lottery protected. We're just going to have to see. Keep it moving. Nuggets still picking at 9. Actually, I don't know if there's been any changes so far into the lottery. Hornets picking projected at 7. And the Hornets move into the top 4, which I'm pretty sure. Okay, I'm definitely wrong. No, I'm not. Hold on. What is going on right now? What is happening? What is happening here? What pick are we going to get? I have no idea. Does it say our pick? Okay. We got the Memphis pick. That's insane. Oh my God, did the Knicks just get the number 1 pick after winning the championship? Are you serious? They had Wizards pick. Wow, why would the Wizards trade their own pick? That's crazy. I think we have to fire Mike Budenholzer. So I think we are going to have to pivot to Jacob Underwood, and we have Jacob Underwood now as our coach. I'm not going to worry about the rest of this. I'm going to go to the combine. Getting to the draft, pick 1, the Knicks, take AJ DeBansta as expected. Didn't really expect to have him. Darren Peterson from Kansas goes number 2 to Charlotte. And the Sixers, right before us, take Cam Boozer, which honestly probably would have been the pick. So we do have some offers here. If we give up Michael Porter Jr. and this pick, we could get Porzingis. I have no interest in that. No interest in Zubac. This is definitely an intriguing offer, offloading Porter for Desmond Bane, but I just don't think that fit on the roster makes sense. Sabonis and pick 11, like there's some good offers. Yabusele would be an interesting player. We have a lot of guys at the wing already. Chris Sinak feels like a good choice, but do I fall for the Nate Ament pick? I don't know what to do. I have not done a lot of these rebuilds, so I really don't know which of these guys is going to be the best. I think if I have to pick right now, I'm picking between Ament, who theoretically has LeBron's ceiling. That type of a player would definitely be productive around Booker. I do like Chris Sinak a lot, but we already have Jarrett Allen. I think I just talked myself into Nate Ament. I don't know. I'm kind of scared because if that's wrong and his potential is not that high, did they just say that they're mad? Yeah, they said we suck. So that's fine. What is the actual? Oh, that's so brutal. I definitely just choked that. We probably should have taken Chris Sinak. Are the Pelicans gonna take him? They are. And how bad did we whiff here? Yeah, B+ potential. Shoot. I don't know. I just didn't really see a role for him on the team. He's obviously the better player, off the bat. I just felt like Ament would fit better. That's just so frustrating. I don't know. He is, a great player, though. In terms of how he's going to fit next to everybody, he's the perfect role player. It just sucks that, the guys that you really want, don't make it to 4, all of the best players. Let's look at Cam Boozer, B potential. That actually helps. That doesn't hurt as bad. Peterson, B+. So I guess, the potential is not too overpowered, but that just means that, Sinak was clearly the best option on the board, and we messed up. We are still obviously going to sign Nate Ament. There's no options for us at this point. We extend the offer to KJ Simpson, so that's good. We'll go to the moratorium. I don't know if we really have any cap space. Yeah, we're still not capable of signing any of these guys. So I'll take a look at the roster. I'm still cool with the point guard depth. I'm cool with having Nate Ament take up a lot of minutes. I'm cool with Iguodaro there. That was the other thing, too, is I've been trying to develop Iguodaro. He's obviously not going to be Chris Sinak level, but I feel like if we really gave him an opportunity to play a lot of minutes, he could probably produce. We obviously need some backup wings. That's what we're going to be looking at, just affordable people, I guess. So we're going to sign Jonathan Mogbo and Lamar Stevens. Also going to extend KJ Simpson an offer, although I don't know if we even can. I think we're going to actually have to lose KJ Simpson. That's kind of brutal, but at the end of the day, we already have decent guard depth. You can't be too upset about it. Theoretically, can we offer that to George? Because if we can get Keyshawn George, what are we even talking about here? I'm going to renounce the rights on Simpson. I'll probably go get Chetty Osman if we can just get those 3 guys signed. Yeah, so Lamar Stevens is there. Keyshawn George is there. That's pretty cool. I really I don't know what else to do here. I actually feel pretty good about the roster. I might sign a backup shooting guard. Can I go Javonte Green? I cannot. I can't even do minimums. Okay, we're just going to skip to player progression. Going to player progression, DeAndre Hunter moves up to an 85. That's awesome. Booker kind of goes down a little bit. Porter Jr. goes down, but Mogbo comes up. Iguodaro comes up. Obviously expecting a lot of the regression down here, but I don't know. I don't hate the roster right now at all. And we are going to advance to the next season, and I will throw in the draft class as well. Kevin Durant going on a farewell tour. That's cool. This is the rotation right now. We got Garland, Booker, Hunter, Porter Jr., Allen, Simons, Kaishan George, Jonathan Mugbo, and Oso Ighodaro. I feel pretty good about that rotation. That's a 9-man rotation. We hope injuries don't happen. Obviously, the depth on the roster is still questionable, but I feel like we've built up a pretty good team. Interesting that we're not even going to find playing time for Nate Ament. Had I known that, I might have just taken Chris Sinak as an asset to flip just because he had the better potential. But if guys get hurt, we've got people like Nate Ament. Just unfortunate that was the number 4 pick. I still can't believe that. We are going to just sim to the trade deadline, and I will see you guys there. Super interesting trade we just got offered. They want Nate Ament, the Nuggets do. They were going to give us Kopete, which obviously, super project of a player, not a guy that just is going to fit in, not a catch and shoot guy, but that potential is very intriguing. And we get Julian Strawther, who would just be another guy to plug and play. I think I'm just going to go ahead and do it, honestly. Pelicans offer us Misi here, just a nice backup big for Kaishan George, who is awful and is ready for his time with the Suns to come to an end. So we're going to accept that offer. Currently, 20-24 on the year. I have another guy that I need to throw in the trade finder. I've kind of just been waiting. Jonathan Mugbo has been atrocious, just terrible. And he says he doesn't want to re-sign with the team, which is fine with me. We can send him anywhere. A lot of teams have interest in him. I'm going to field the offers, and I guess we'll just wait and see. Magic are willing to give up their first this year and this young center as well. Good rebounder and possible high potential guy. So, we're absolutely going to do that. I think those were kind of the 2 big moves I wanted to make. Obviously, Misi's important because Jared Allen is hurt, as well as Anthony Simons. Simons is due back soon. I don't know why I can't find his stats, but he's been not as good this year. If we look at the year we traded for him, he was a 50-40-90 guy on 20 points per game. And now he's a 16-point-per-game guy, way worse efficiency. And we just signed him to a really big contract. Obviously, it's a relatively small sample size. Kopete is expectedly not the most efficient or polished player ever, but we need to give him minutes so that he can develop. I feel okay with where the team is at. I think it's obviously a hard thing with DeAndre Hunter here. He's a good 3-point shooter, as is Porter Jr. They're not really hucking the ball. Speaking of the efficiency thing, Devin Booker was 50-40-90 pretty easily last year, and this year he's even more efficient. He's been awesome. Great player. Very glad that we have him, but it's definitely getting to a point. And DeAndre Hunter's ready for his time with the Suns to come to an end. I did not know that until I just saw it right here. So, we can absolutely get him out of here. What are the options? I mean, the fact that we could get Quentin Grimes is kind of crazy. He's obviously on, a bad contract. I'm not really... What are the Hornets doing? They'll take Grayson Allen and DeAndre Hunter and give us 24-year-old Brandon Miller? I don't even have words for how dumb of a trade this would be for them. I'm totally going to do it, by the way. If there's no good offers else out there, I am shameless. I don't care. Ooh, Trey Murphy. I like Trey Murphy a lot. He has been on this downward spiral with the Pelicans. That would require us giving up a first, though. RJ Barrett, I just don't know how I see these guys fitting on the team. You know who I do see fitting on the team pretty easily? Brandon Miller. And it's hilarious because we're going to get Jeremy Grant back. We do lose Grayson Allen. Kopete is going to get minutes while we're waiting for Allen and Simons to come back. I just feel like the roster, it's about as good as you can get it. We're cheesing the CPU here, and we're still kind of struggling. I don't know what we need to do to win games. Seriously. I think Brandon Miller is a great pickup. Is that a realistic trade? No, but it's 2K, and we're going to cheese it for sure. I guess when you really look at his numbers, He has not developed in Charlotte, so I can understand why they might want to move on. They did draft Ace Bailey, if I'm not mistaken, so realistically, maybe this isn't as crazy as it looks at first glance. But yeah, we're going to be very happy with Brandon Miller on our team. We're going to probably just leave everything as is and keep simming. I stopped at the trade deadline. We are 22-29 estimated wins added. So obviously Booker and Garland are great. Brandon Miller is already making a huge impact. You can see his numbers. Strother is apparently like killing us. So I'll take a look and see if there's any offers for him. I don't know if extending Brandon Miller is something I can get ahead of right now either. Okay, no extensions available. So the problem is that Porter Jr. is expiring, as is Miller. What does Strother want? Strother wants $20 a year. Yeah, he's definitely getting dealt at the deadline. I'm okay with a minimum extension with Jeremy Grant. I really don't care. Booker, I mean, I just don't even know if we need to do this right now. Like, that's something we can take care of later. I think Strother is definitely someone we're going to throw into the trade finder, see if we can get, anything in return for him. Probably looking more on the like picks side of things, not giving up picks. I wouldn't mind this dump getting Dinwiddie back for the Atlanta Hawks 29 first round pick. I mean, out of all of the options, things that we could like actually use, B+ potential and Dallas's first, that's definitely something. Two offers I'm between are the Atlanta pick in 29 or a 2 years later pick from Dallas, but we get JT Toppin. I feel like Toppin is just a better like potential player. He's obviously another kind of big guy that we need, and we'll add the exception and make that trade. I couldn't find any trades that I liked, so Garland, Booker, Miller, Porter, Allen. What's his deal? Is he upset? Furious. Okay. So I guess we are now trade findering Jared Allen. I didn't know he was furious. I mean, he's kind of stuck here. It's not like he's really got a choice. We could upgrade. Oh, I don't know if that's an upgrade. I don't hate Zubac. I just don't want to have to give that up for him. Interesting. This deal popped up with like Anthony Simons and Michael Porter, and at that point I was like, absolutely not. I refuse to do that. But if we're trying to contend, that's not a horrible trade. So Markkanen and Okongwu for Allen and Porter. I mean, Allen, I don't even know why he's actually upset. I'm furious about everything that's happening. I feel like Okongwu's not like a horrible center to have. Obviously, these guys have pretty much reached their potentials, but if we're gonna put somebody to replace these two guys, I just straight up, it's not that awful. What do you mean you're not interested in this trade? You just offered this trade. What are we talking about? Oh, whoa. Okay, well, offering Allen and Porter together changes everything. They'll give us Bryce Sensabaugh, who is an excellent shooter. This one interests me a lot. You got Dyson Daniels. He's an insane defensive player. Him next to Book would be crazy. Zubac would be really good, and then I think we could try and like flip Simons for something. I don't know. I like Garland a lot, though. That's a really good offer. Obviously, the offer that we already knew was on the table that they're like trying to be weird about and take away. Austin Reeves and Kuminga could definitely be an option, I guess. I just don't, again, it's like, what is the fit? I think Okongwu and Markkanen just makes the most sense, and they'll agree to it. I'm also going to do this deal, Jordan Miller and McLaughlin, just to kind of round it out. It'll make sense in like 3 seconds. McLaughlin backup point guard after Garland and Simons. Booker and Miller there, and then obviously Brandon Miller, co-Pete, and then Markkanen, Grant, JT Toppin. I like the developmental talent that we have. I feel like no matter what, we're always upgrading the roster overall wise. It's just not resulting in wins, and I really just don't know what to do. Garland and Booker, both really, really good. Brandon Miller now. I mean, we're going to have to try and extend him. We've got Lauri Markkanen. We've got Okongwu, Simons, Misi, Iguodaro, Pete, and that's pretty much it off of the bench. And I don't know if anything else is going to pop up. I'm just going to give him a clean 49 for 3 as an extension, and Booker will be around for hopefully the rest of his career. If we take a look at this extension, not sure why I went the wrong way there. It's pretty reasonable. Obviously, it extends up into his 34-year-old season. I just want to get him a ring. That's all I'm trying to do here, but I just don't even know if that's possible. I'm going to sim to the contract extension deadline and just see if there's really any moves we can make. I really don't know how we're going to extend Brandon Miller. It's going to be hard for sure. Okay, so this is bad. Brandon Miller is going to test free agency. Maybe he is someone that we have to let go. I think we already were aware that it was possible that was going to be an issue. I think Garland has been a perfect addition, but $50 million extension, I don't know. Yeah, I do. We're going to do it. It doesn't really matter. He was already, if we take a look at his contract, he was already on the books for the next 2 years. Obviously, that's a pretty big hike in terms of the money. Salary cap is going to expand. Worst case scenario, we, lose a couple of guys. Brandon Miller definitely is a high overall, and we would love to be able to keep him here. But realistically, you can only have so many mouths to feed. At the end of the year, Luka Doncic MVP, averaging a 33.9-9 season. Cam Boozer is Rookie of the Year. Wish we could have had him at 4. Darren Peterson, 6th Man of the Year. I believe he was a rookie 2 years ago. Maybe he was last year. Is that a rookie? Is that a rookie winning 6th Man of the Year? Yeah, it is. Number 2 pick. That's crazy. Wemby Depoy, who's surprised. Stephon Castle, most improved. Clutch Player of the Year is Kyrie. Tyronn Lue, Coach of the Mavs, is Coach of the Year. And the Rockets have the Executive of the Year. Luka, Nikola Jokic, Cade, Cooper Flag, and Giannis make up the first team. Paolo, LaMelo, Vic, Shea, and Ja the second team. De'Aaron Fox on the Bulls, Tatum, Mobley, Boozer, and Edgecombe make up the third team. All defensive team, you see the names. Nobody, you wouldn't expect. No Phoenix Suns, obviously. Go Pete does not make anything, although Nate Amen actually ends up having a killer season with the Nuggets. He didn't get any minutes here. Obviously, we know what he is. He's a shooter, not anybody that's got any crazy potential to get better. So we're betting on Kopete to take some leaps up for sure. We don't even make the play-in at all. We are 36-46, pretty much right back to where we started. I think that's the same record the Suns had last year, which obviously is not what you want. We're going to have to sim the play-in and the playoffs. Wemby wins conference finals MVP, and Mobley does in the East. Cavs Spurs finals, and the Cavs win the finals. Evan Mobley wins finals MVP, so that's cool. Did they get rid of Kevin Durant then, or I don't know. Obviously, we traded them Kevin Durant, so I don't know. Maybe he's not on the team. KD went to the Spurs on his own accord. Obviously, a farewell tour was in order this year. We knew he was retiring. I just didn't know that he didn't play for Cleveland. So it was a 1 year of Kevin Durant. He averaged 20 for them, and then he goes to the Spurs in free agency. So we kind of finessed Cleveland for sure. Steph Curry, we've already stopped him from retiring before. I think we're going to have to let all those guys go. Look at the names in that class. That retirement class is insane. Taking a look at the draft lottery, we do have a pick in here. That's Orlando's, which didn't they give us that for Julian Strother? I don't know. Do we get the 14th pick? We do. So we'll skip the rest of the lottery. That's good, though. That's at least an asset. We need to make sure that we always have some type of asset. We do also get the 30th pick from Cleveland. Going ahead, we got the draft combine. I'm not super worried about it. Anthony Thompson out of Auburn kind of looks like the perfect player. Looks like a Brandon Miller replacement at the very worst. I'm not sure exactly how true that is. A potential. So that's a great pick at 14. It said he had high potential. He's a very well-rounded player. So very happy to have him. I think we've got another pick late in the draft. Caden Allen, is he really that good? I mean, we doubt it, right? But I'm just going to sim to the end of the draft. We'll go to rookie signing, and then, Caden Allen. What are we looking at? A- potential. Okay, so that was a great draft. I mean, two guys that are absolutely, at bare minimum, high ceiling guys that, are assets to trade. I think, we keep all three of these guys, honestly. We're obviously going to extend the qualifying offer to Brandon Miller if we try and negotiate a contract here. Oh, it's actually going to let us do this? I do not have enough room under the hard cap. Well, okay. If I look at the roster right now, honestly, I'm kind of okay with everything, all the depth at every position. Obviously, another guard wouldn't be the worst thing in the world, but if we have Booker as like a potential, like can play the point guard, I don't really worry too much about it. I think the depth on the roster is pretty good. I think we've got a lot of potential. Like these two guys, especially those wings, they look great. Caden Allen looks good too. I mean, I don't know. I guess we'll see. We're just going to have to keep pushing through, I guess. Yeah, we're going to go Marcus Smart. That's a legend right there. Okay, so Marcus Smart signs, and then we're just kind of waiting to see if we can get Miller back on the qualifying. Awesome. Okay, so Miller is back on the qualifying offer. Thank the Lord. Koa Pete already up to an 80 overall. JT Toppin up to a 75. That Conlon guy. I mean, all these young players have so much room to grow. I think realistically, we are going to have to try and just pump out as many minutes to those guys as we can. So I'm going to rearrange some of the roster around. That's definitely going to be priority number one, but we've still got the talent. It's really just about putting it all together and making a playoffs. So until those rookies develop, we've kind of got Darius Garland, Devin Booker, Brandon Miller, Lauri Markkanen, Okongwu, Simons, Misi, and Koa Pete and Iguodaro as our rotation. Obviously, guys like Conlon are going to be able to play Anthony Thompson, JT Toppin when he's healthy in place of injuries. I feel like we've got a really decent team right here. The top 7 are all 83 or above, to kind of lower overall guy, medium overall guys to round out the rotation. I mean, you really cannot complain with this team, but we got to win games. We started out 1 of 10 last year. That's just not going to cut it. We've played 3 games. I want you to look at what the injuries are now. Through 3 games, Brandon Miller gets hurt and Misi gets hurt. Are we serious? Onyeka Okongwu is furious, so I went to try and trade him. Brandon Miller also said he's decided to play elsewhere next season. He has been having a rough year, not shooting the ball well. Threw in Jeremy Grant just because we needed to match the players. We could get Nate Ament back, who, by the way, has developed into a superstar almost. Oh my God. Check this. Seriously, he had, C+ potential? Has B+. If we could get this wonderful human being back on the roster, also get Mr. Kalkbrenner from Creighton. Love the big man. Any real type of size and rebounding, that's what we need. Obviously, if we're trying to replace center minutes and wing minutes, and then we would just take on Chris Middleton's big contract. They don't want that, but they'll take Marcus Smart and give us Yabu. How about you keep that and you can just take the second? Why are you being difficult? Take the 2 seconds. Oh my God, I don't want this guy. They say they want to give us Gershon, who I guess I'll flip him for a point guard. It doesn't matter. We've got a younger team now. Garland and Booker's still going to be the lead. Koa Pete has been doing just swell. Great rebounder at the 3. We have Lauri Markkanen here still. We might look at trading him. Ament right now is going to be our 6th man, like our big scorer. Iguodaro, Kalkbrenner, and Yabu are kind of eating the minutes. So I am going to at least try and find some way to get a backup guard. What's the day that these guys can't be traded until? That's what matters. 60 days. Oh, man, I have some more trades to make. I don't know if I can sign KJ Simpson back, but I can. Okay, cool. And we're going to sign Bruce Brown. So that kind of clears some stuff up. We've got KJ Simpson now back on the roster. We've got Bruce Brown as vet depth, somebody who theoretically he's already annoyed. Why are you annoyed? We just signed you. We've got Garland, Booker, still Pete, Markkanen, and Misi. Ament is going to be our 6th man. Iguodaro, Kalkbrenner, and KJ Simpson. That's going to be all of the minutes. And then, I guess guys like Toppin and Conlon and Anthony Thompson, who, by the way, not totally horrible this season. Those guys are going to be waiting in the wings. Also, I took Conlon and I moved him to a power forward. Didn't change his overall much. I just did that because he's the only one who can really space the floor and size-wise move down to the 4 if we were doing double big. Just kind of rounded out our roster. We're not even at the trade deadline yet, but we're 14-24. I'm running out of ideas. I feel like we just got to get young talent on the roster and see what we can do with it. We actually, since making that trade, have gone on a pretty huge winning streak. I don't know exactly what that is, but that's like 4 total losses in the month of January. We played a lot of games. We got up to 25-26 on the year. That's not a horrible record. I think we've got a lot of young talent that's blossoming. I'll probably take us to the contract extension deadline, which is on this day. Honestly, I really don't have a lot to change about that. Oh, and Kopete is injured. That's awesome. Another year with brutal injuries. I mean, Simons, P, and Markkanen all down. This is what we're going to have to run without him. Anthony Simons just got back from injury, and he is hurt within a week again for another month. At the end of the season, Wemby wins MVP. This guy, number 1 overall pick, if I'm not mistaken, from Finland, is the Rookie of the Year. Derek Queen, 6th Man of the Year. Wemby Depoy. Derek Queen also most improved, I guess. I mean, doubled about everything. Shaden Sharp for the Bucks, Clutch Player of the Year. Darko is Coach of the Year. Shout out to him. And Spurs Executive for the year. Wemby, Cooper, Shea, Jokic, and Luka is the first team. AJ DeBansta, Cam Boozer, Cunningham, Halliburton, and Antetokounmpo is the second team. Edgecombe, Dylan Harper, LaMelo Ball, Ace Bailey, and Chet Holmgren is the third team. All defensive first team. Definitely no Phoenix Suns in there. You see the names. Still no Suns on the second team. Kalkbrenner, rookie first team. That's pretty cool. Unfortunately, we miss out on the play-in again. 39-43 is the record, but I feel like next year is the turning point. Got a lot of young guys that are ready to step up. Wemby, Conference Finals MVP. Scotty Barnes, the same. And simulating the finals, Spurs win in 6. Wemby's got another Finals MVP. Not too many good players retiring. Obviously, a lot of old dudes. A bunch of staff guys. Kawhi and Dame get into the Hall of Fame. That's cool. Dame's retired jersey. Okay, the Knicks have our pick. Not exactly sure how that happened. It's not that big of a deal, though. It stays at 11. Simmed through the draft and all that stuff. Team player options. We're obviously going to accept all the 2-year deals that we have with these guys. So that's awesome. Qualifying offers, we want to extend that. I guess we could extend that to everybody. How much does Misi want? Misi wants $26 million a year? There's no shot that I'm doing that. Like, actually none. He was making like under $10 million a season. Kalkbrenner, we need to negotiate a contract for. Oh my God, why do they want so much money, dude? Can we be so for real? Like, this guy is not worth this. I mean, he has decent potential, but the dude is 26 years old. Like, 30 mil a year? I just cannot pay that. Oh my God, we are going to lose all of these guys, aren't we? We've still got these two. We've still got all of our wings. Their potential all looks good. Still got Markkanen, but we literally don't have a center on the roster anymore. And I don't know how we're gonna. I mean, look at what everybody's looking for. Like, how far down do we have to go? Like, Jay Huff, that's where we're at. Like, I have to negotiate a minimum deal. I'm cool with that. I'm cool with offering Dylan Caldwell some stuff too, like a little 2-year deal like that. I'm not too worried about that. Iguodaro, what is that? Why is he enraged? I don't know. These guys just did not develop quickly enough. I like Iguodaro a lot, and I like Misi, and I wouldn't mind him on the qualifying like at all. I'm actually totally cool with like all those guys signing on the qualifying. Yeah, there's just no way. So we're going to just sim through this and see. Because if we do have all these guys on the roster, like I could trade somebody. Like I'm not super worried about it at all. You got to have backup plans, you know. But it's not like any of those guys are going to actually get signed. Simpson, Kalkbrenner, Misi, all accept their qualifying offers. 3 guards now, and then 3 in the wing. These guys are just too big for me. It's like the smaller ones can't shoot, so why would I throw them at the power forward? You know what I mean? Whatever. We're going to player progression. Pete is up to an 85, so he is better overall-wise than Ament. We knew that potential was going to be there, but I'm glad we were able to get Ament back from Denver because, I mean, look at the guy. He's up to A- potential. We've still got Misi for a year. Some guys developed a lot. Some guys didn't. Caden Allen is a high potential guy. Thompson is too. At a certain point, you know, we got to give him the minutes. So we'll get to the next season, do one more. AD is about to go on a farewell tour. That's crazy. This is what the rotation looks like. Garland, Booker, Ament, and Pete. I think we're going to run like that. Misi, Simons, Markkanen, Thompson, and Kalkbrenner off the bench. I actually am going to take those away and give those extra 3 to Ament. I don't know how all this is going to go. I mean, at a certain point, you know, these guys got to develop enough to carry us to the playoffs. Like, I just don't understand. We've had rosters with 290s and a bunch of 85s in the starting lineup. 6th man of the year guy and Anthony Simons. He's got to stay healthy, obviously. I don't know. Here we are, start of another year. Let's see what happens. Here we are at the trade deadline, 29 and 25. So I don't remember if we've had a winning record at the deadline yet. Obviously, guys like Koa Pete are huge contributors on this team. So glad that we have him starting. Simons, not again, like super efficient. It's hard now because like everyone is happy. Except for Misi, who is definitely getting traded. Everybody seems pretty good, honestly. So, yeah, we're gonna go look at the trade finder. Look at the trade finder for Misi, see where we can send him and what we could potentially get back. Kalel Ware, does that say Kalel Ware that we could get back? This is interesting. Isaiah Hartenstein would be a good vet. Jamal McKnight would be guard depth. What does he got for potential? C+. Yeah, if you want to do this right now, I'll do this right now. The only thing that's really worth checking at this point is who is willing to extend. Markkanen is willing to. He wants 11 mil a year. That's just not going to happen. 30 a year for Simons. I don't know. I feel like I'm definitely willing to do this for like 2-year extension. I don't know. Let's just do a 1-year extension so I don't have to worry about re-signing him. Whatever. We're going to get to the rest of the regular season, and I will see you all at the playoffs. Cam Boozer wins MVP. This guy wins Rookie of the Year. De'Aaron Fox, 6th man. Wemby Depoy. Isaiah Hartwell, Most Improved. Cade, Player of the Year. Jason Kidd, Coach of the Year of the Sixers. So that's odd. And the Sixers are Executive of the Year. I guess just for getting Cam Boozer. I don't really know. But yeah, he's the MVP on first team. Cooper Flag, Debansto, Wemby, and Luca also there. Dash Daniels, very interesting. He's on second team. Cade and Shea, Edgecombe, and Jokic are with him. Third team, Ace Bailey, Tyrese Halliburton, LaMelo Ball, Chet Holmgren, and Darren Peterson. All defensive team, you see the names. Same with the second team. All rookie first team, you see these guys. Nobody that we have, so technically we're making the playoffs, right? Like, we're the 8th seed. Obviously, we have to play Memphis, but we're back in the play-in. I mean, it's been a minute since we were in a play-in game, and this one's against the Memphis Grizzlies. It's been pretty close. We've gone on a run in the third to try and take the lead. Looks like we're starting to pull away. Got a 10-point lead. They're still trying to fight back, but I don't want to jinx anything. I'm just going to wait it out. Yeah, we take that dub. So we're actually the 7th seed. We've made the playoffs. Pretty much everybody was super efficient. At least Booker and Simons were. Ament was good. Garland was good. Thompson, everybody but Copeed and Kalkbrenner were really good. And, nobody on their team even hit 20. So defense was awesome. That does set us up to play the Thunder in the first round, which is obviously not great. This is what their team's looking like. They've got Trey Johnson. They traded away somebody. They traded like Chet to the Bucks. Maybe he just walked in free agency. Regardless, the point is these guys are way better than us. Like, not even close. Last season they won 46 games. I think this year they won 51. We did sneak in to the playoffs, but it's going to be interesting to see if we can actually compete against the Thunder. Let me actually get the game plan together first. I think this is what the rotation is going to be. Garland, Booker, Ament, Pete, Hartenstein, Simons, Markkanen, Thompson, and Kalkbrenner. I don't really know if we have a shot here, but I need us to pull off the upset. All right, game 1 goes to the Thunder. Let's look at the box score real quick. 14-point loss. Shea dominates. On our end, Garland did really well. I mean, nobody in particular that was awful other than Lauri Markkanen. Oh, and Ament is done. All right, I guess Anthony Thompson is going to have to be the hero. Has not been great, but let's hope, I guess. I mean, Dylan Caldwell going to have to come off the bench. Game 2 goes to the Thunder as well. Our roster, that's why we weren't playing Thompson. Garland was pretty bad too. Kalkbrenner, I didn't even think we had him listed for that many minutes. Let's go back to the game plan and make sure that, I told him to not be the starting center, but whatever. Okay, Thompson needs to be down to 28. We need Pete in the game with Booker and Garland. That's what we need. Simons off the bench, and then Caldwell, Markkanen. Yeah, that feels like the only time that we're going to have a chance. I'm going to simulate this with Simcast and just see if we can take a game at home. It's at least a close game, and we've established a pretty good lead. I don't want to blow it or jinx it, but we're up double digits, and they immediately come back. Wow, that's crazy. Actually insane. Pretty neck and neck. Now it's back to a 10-point game. I'm not going to say anything until we've won. Okay, awesome. Ends up being a 5-point win. Ton of scoring, 146-141. Everybody played great. Booker distributed, Garland distributed, Simons distributed, and everybody was making shots. Thompson wasn't from 3, but he was still having a heck of a game. If we go over to the Thunder, they had a pretty well-balanced attack. I'm not going to even try and blame Yabusele. This game came down to the wire. All right, let's go back to the Simcast method. That feels like our best shot here. Again, game 4 at home. If we win this, we would tie the series. Slow start. We're competing. It's definitely a back-and-forth game right now, both in the 80 range. Back and forth, seriously. Now we've got a pretty big lead, a 45-point third quarter. Puts us up, and honestly, I don't know. Are they going to be able to come back? It's not looking like it. 139-123 the final here. Pete doesn't shoot it super efficiently, neither does Booker. Garland's got us, though, and Simons does as well. Kalkbrenner, again, we got to limit his minutes as much as possible. Since we started Hartenstein, we've actually had a chance in this series, so I'm just going to stick with the rotations that we've had. Let's see, how this game goes. Right now, it's still pretty back and forth. We've built a lead, 15 points. It's pretty good. I mean, now we've extended it to 20. 15-point second quarter for the Thunder really sets them back, and at this point, we're just going to send it to the end. We've actually taken a 3-2 lead. Garland and Booker leading the way. Simons didn't do great, but Kalkbrenner did good. Pete, again, kind of just the gritty, grindy type of guy, not going to be our main scorer. And you can see he's having that effect on J-Dub. Oh, my God, Trey Johnson, too. Yeah, he's been held in check since at least these guys have been getting more minutes. So now we're actually up 3-2, heading back home to Phoenix, and we're looking to pull off the upset. If we didn't, sell those first two games, this might not even have been that close of a series, but down 2-0 against the 2-seed Thunder, didn't really feel like we had a huge, opportunity here. 42-point second quarter for them gives them a pretty big lead, but we're crawling back in the third. We're down 12 going into the fourth. It's looking like the Thunder are going to force a Game 7. I don't want to speak too soon, though. 3 minutes to go. 6-point game with 1:43. It's a 3-point game with 21 seconds. I think I'm just going to jump in. So the Suns actually have the ball. Down 3, 20 seconds to go. We get it into Booker. I don't know if we're just going to hunt for this final shot here. That's kind of what it looks like. Booker, a deep one, is no good, and that's probably it. Shea at the line, first is good. So unless he misses this, we're pretty much out of it. I don't know what that play by Booker was. It was a very questionable shot. I would assume we're going to look to get it to Garland or Booker. We get it to Book, and he misses another 3, and we're going to Game 7. Oh, man, Game 7. That is brutal. But I will say, for our first playoff series, period, I really cannot complain with how we've been doing. Lauri Markkanen, I don't really want to reduce his minutes, but Kalkbrenner, I don't know why it's saying he's on fire. He's been awful. I'm going to give his minutes to Caldwell and throw him down in the 10 minutes area. That's what we're going to do. Going to go back in with Simcast, Game 7. We're obviously not on our home floor, and the Thunder are off to a hot start. We've matched them, though. It's good we didn't, start out completely slow. Cold start in Game 7 is just not good. It's really hard to come back from unless you're the Timberwolves on the road against the defending champions, in which case you can come back down 20 at halftime, but I digress. This game is super neck and neck. Thunder know a lot about Game 7s. They played 2 in this past postseason run and won both, obviously. I don't even want to talk about it, but we are building a pretty solid lead here, and they have stormed back. I knew I shouldn't have said anything. We're still in control. I'm so scared to say anything. Oh my God, I said we're in control, and it's over. Oh my God. 25-7 in the fourth. I literally said we're in control of this game, and then we immediately lose control of the game. And yeah, the Thunder are just mopping the floor with us now. That is rough. Garland 36 just wasn't enough. He played his butt off. Booker did too. I mean, Markkanen didn't play well, and Thompson got hurt 9 minutes in. Yeah, so injuries, Thunder always capitalize off of those. And Shea did great. J-Dub did great. Everybody else, contributed, did their part. And that's going to be it. We're just going to simulate through the playoffs here. The Pelicans, led by VJ Edgecombe, go into the finals against Cam Boozer, the MVP. Pelicans absolutely dominate, sweep that series, and VJ Edgecombe finals MVP. Player retirements, we knew about most of these. Where's Anthony Davis? I just want to shout him out. He's literally not there, so whatever. All right, draft, lottery. I don't even think we have a pick here. Do we even own ours? No, the Nets do, and they got it at 15, so whatever. We do have pick 21 in the draft, courtesy of the Cavs. In 2 years, actually, we'll have the Clippers pick and then ours, and ours are from there on, so I don't know. I mean, I could do like a long-term rebuild here. I don't really know what else to do to make this team competitive. We're really just waiting on Pete and Ament to like fully become the stars that we know that they can be. But by that point, it's like, how old is Booker going to be by the time that the help is arrived? I don't know. I was really hoping to build a great team around Devin Booker. I feel like we built so many different teams that should have had success. We got a different coach, and no matter what we do, we just cannot get it together. Like 40-42 was our record this year. We haven't had more than like 40 something wins at all. It's been anywhere from 36 to like 41. I'll at least do the draft, see if I can't like pick somebody good. We'll sim to our pick at 21, see who's available. Is Greg Newton really that bad? Like, I don't know. A potential looks pretty good for the pick that we're at. Rookie signing, he is a 73 overall with a potential. So we're finding the guys with the potential. That's cool. We will accept all of these player options, absolutely. Team options, rather. I guess we'll extend it to Kalkbrenner. I don't really care about Simpson at this point. I don't think. Yeah, we've got that Jamal McKnight guy to kind of take his spot. I'm cool with the roster. I really am. I don't know if we're going to bring back Lauri Markkanen. Probably not. We'll just go through. I'll offer Kalkbrenner the qualifier. I'm just going to sim to player progression, and whoever comes back is who comes back. And yeah, Kalkbrenner comes back with the qualifying. I didn't offer KJ Simpson the qualifying, but that's fine. Pete up to an 87. Ament up to an 86. Anthony Thompson up to an 85, so he's actually better than Simons. Caden Allen is now an 80, so he's playable. Toppin is, continuing to improve. So yeah, I mean, we've got a lot of guys that are on the rise still. I don't know what the future is going to hold. This is the last class that Jack Move 916 has, so probably it'll be the last year, I think. It has to be. I don't know what else to do after this point. AD wants to go on a farewell tour again. That's fine. Going into the final year, this is what the rotation looks like. I mean, you know the drill at this point. You know all the players. Let's just see if we can be competitive. Kalkbrenner went down sometime in the middle of January or something, and we've still been winning without him. We've moved Pete to the actual power forward position. I thought it was going to make his overall worse. It actually bumped him to a 90, so that's cool. And we're still starting Garland, Booker, and Ament. And Anthony Thompson has been electric. He's been kind of the sixth man of the year. But yeah, I mean, look at that, 15, 7, and 4. It's just ridiculous. On 50% from the field, 44 from 3. Got better as a free throw shooter too. I don't dislike Simons either. We're at the trade deadline, and we're 32-16. That's the second record in the West. For how long it's taken for this team to finally be competent. I mean, look at what the Warriors look like right now. Brandon Podziemski, Dylan Harper, Mikal Bridges, Giannis, and Jabari Smith Jr. That's what they look like. That's how long that we have simped in this game. The point is that I'm not going to make any major changes to the roster. I'm very cool with everything that we've got going on. Everybody is happy. Everybody, which is awesome. Simons is interested in a 20-a-year extension instead of 30, so I'm glad we waited. I'm going to do one more year with him. $6 million a year for Hartenstein. I'm cool with that. 2 more years. He's definitely going to start to regress. Booker still wants $50 million a year, which I had no problem with when we were, expecting high 20s, mid 20s from him. At this point, the dude is averaging 16 a game, and no hate to him. Like, he's like 53% in the field, 41 from three, 93 from the line. Like, he is amazing. But the issue that I'm having is I cannot pay this regressing man $50 million a year. And Garland wants 50 as well. I mean, we've still got them both under contract for this season and next season, so I'm not really worried about it. I just don't want to have too much money on the books, and then we can't re-sign the young guys. That's what really matters here, in my opinion. But that's really all I can think of to do. I'm just going to go through the rest of the regular season. Of course, we have an injury immediately. Cooper Flagg wins the MVP, Cameron Mercer Rookie of the Year, Brandon McCoy Sixth Man of the Year, Wemby Depoy, Caleb Gaskins Most Improved, Shea Clutch Player of the Year, Charles Lee Coach of the Year, and Executive of the Year goes to the Hornets as well. Cooper Flagg, DeBansta, Luka, Boozer, Edgecombe, that's all pretty standard. No Suns on any of these teams. That's unfortunate. All defensive teams, still nobody on our team at all. No rookies that we've got, obviously. And the one thing I will say is we're the number 1 seed. We won a total of 54 games, tied for the first seed, technically, but we will take it. Koa Pete only missed 1 game. Booker only missed 2. That's pretty cool. Thompson plays all 82, as does Allen. Most of those are off of the bench. But if you look, I mean, the team's scoring is super balanced. Kalkbrenner is just a shot chucker. I don't know if it's like all threes that he's taking. We'll take the interior play. Get him and Pete blocks are very important. We also have great rebounding coming from those guys. And, Garland, Ament, Simons, and Booker are all, great scorers. But even down all the way to Kalkbrenner, I mean, we're talking about, 7 guys that are all averaging 14 points a game or more. It's just a very well-balanced team. We've got a lot of guys who can do damage. We're going to simulate the play-in, and we're taking on the Grizzlies. They still have Ja and Jaren Jackson. They have Jeremy Sohan starting at the 5. That's very odd. And they're not a super deep team. So we should be able to get them up and out of here. That's the hope and the dream anyway. For the playoffs, they still keep doing that with Ament as the 6th man. I would rather the team look like this. And honestly, I'm really good with everything that we're doing right now. Hartenstein realistically should get some minutes. But I feel like if we dump him down to like 25, do we trust Toppin in the playoffs? That's the real question. I am going to say no. Honestly, I think Kalkbrenner's minutes should go down to like 18. We could put Allen up to 18, Hartenstein up to 20. I like that a lot. I think that rebounding that Hartenstein's going to bring is super important. I don't mind Kalkbrenner, having a ton of minutes, but I just feel like this roster works better this way. So we'll see how it all goes. We win game 1 against Memphis, and Anthony Simons has sprained his elbow, so that's already annoying. That's not good. I guess Toppin is going to have to get some of those minutes. I think that's better. We'll go through another game. Memphis takes that one, and they go up 2-1. Are we serious? Who's selling? That's what I need to know. Amen isn't doing great. I mean, it's really the whole team. Yeah, jeez, that is brutal. Because obviously we blow them out, absolutely destroy them in game 1. Garland goes crazy, Thompson goes crazy, Booker and Ament go crazy. Like, everybody's popping off. Not a great game from Booker, not a great game from Toppin. I was definitely hesitant to give him minutes, and Ja doesn't even really do a whole lot. I mean, he gets a triple-double, but he doesn't score the ball. Jet Howard is shooting awfully, and so is Sohan, but, it doesn't matter. We still lose by 12. I got to take a look at the game plan. I really don't know what needs to change specifically here. We've got to take minutes off of these guys. I don't know. Kalkbrenner hasn't been bad. Neither has Hartenstein, though. They want us to play Hartenstein in the bench, and I can definitely make that happen. Don't even worry about it. I think that's what we're going to do like that. We'll see if that has any impact. We're going to simulate with Simcast for this one. Down 2-1 to the 8th-seeded Grizzlies. I think we're making the statement that we should have been earlier in the series. Another super dominant blowout win. I think Kalkbrenner's going to have to stay the starter. I love what Hartenstein can do for us, but yeah, it's very clear where the roles are. So now it's tied 2-2. Going to go back to Simcast. Grizzlies are fighting hard to start this one, and it's been pretty back and forth. Still fighting in the third. I mean, this one might go down to the wire. Each quarter has been within like 2 points of each other. So like right now, the run that the Suns are going on is kind of crazy. Up 4 with like 40 seconds left. I'm just going to jump in. Obviously, I'm not actually going to play. We're going to see what happens. So we have the ball with a 4-point lead. Please pass it into Booker. He was wide open. Thompson gets to Garland, and that three's no good. Ament with the rebound. Booker at the top. I don't know why he didn't pass it to Garland. Garland was wide open. Book is now wide open, and he passes to Ament, who misses the three. So very bizarre possession there. They get it up to Sohan, and he gets inside and lays it in. This is a pretty important Game 5 here, not going to lie. So I think you just need to get the ball in, and Booker's going to take your free throws, and you're going to live with that because he's, like a 93% free throw shooter? Yeah, money, up 3. Booker's second free throw is money as well. 4-point lead. I feel pretty good about that. 18 and a half to go, and the Grizzlies need a quick 3. Doesn't have to be like right off the catch. I feel like that was a 5-second violation. Ja goes inside and misses, and it's a foul game now. That's probably going to do it. Yeah, once Booker hits this second free throw, I'm going to get up out of here. Sweet. Looking at the box score, Ament was good, Garland was good, Pete was good. Booker, honestly, was not great in efficiency-wise. Neither was Thompson, but we pull out the win. That's what matters. Ja Morant tried his hardest, but just wasn't enough. All right, we got a 3-2 lead. I'm just going to sim this last game, and we win it. So Game 6, we take it by 30. Pretty dominant win. I think the beginning of that series was definitely scary, going down 2-1, but on to the second round. VJ Edgecombe, the defending champs, and oh my God, Chris Sinak Jr. How cool would it have been if I was smart enough to have drafted this guy at 92 overall? Like, we knew, and we've been having serious, like, stopgap issues at the center position. Like, Kalkbrenner and Isaiah Hartenstein. Like, I was like, oh, we've got Jared Allen. It'll be fine. And then Jared Allen just decides, oh, I don't want to be on this team anymore. And you're like, oh, okay, well, that sucks. I'm going to quit yapping. We're going to take Game 1, take Game 2, take Game 3. Okay, Anthony Simons is back. We lose Game 4. I'm just going to go take a look at this rotation real quick. I think we're pretty solid, honestly. And, okay, we win Game 5 against the Pelicans. So that was a pretty quick series, honestly, in and out against the defending champs. VJ Edgecombe didn't have a great Game 5. I mean, our team is just unstoppable. Devin Booker can have a horrible game anytime, and we're going to be able to survive that because we've built such a well-balanced roster. I mean, we really did give Edgecombe problems. If you, well, I say that, and then he gets a 36 bomb, and then a 35 bomb back-to-back. So actually, this series was a lot closer than it probably looks, but I feel good. We're in the conference finals, and we are going to be taking on the Warriors. Dash Daniels, Dylan Harper, Mikal Bridges, Jabari Smith, and Gafford, Pajemski, but Giannis is out. severe right ankle sprain and he's out for the year. That makes it a lot easier. It's still not going to be easy to beat these guys by any means. You got two 25-point per game guards and a bunch of solid role players around them. Jabari Smith has actually developed and kind of stepped up since Giannis went down. So I'm not going to take this matchup lightly by any means. Game 1, we win. Game 2, we win. We're going to leave that because we win Game 3, and they win Game 4. Oh, my gosh. But we win Game 5. Darius Garland, Western Conference Finals MVP, and Cade Cunningham wins it in the East. We're matching up against the Pistons. They've got Cade, Braden Burries, Asar, Bam Adebayo, Scoot Henderson as their sixth man, Desmond Bane, Nathan Solomon, Jakob Poeltl. You see the team. I think we've got this one. Oh my gosh, who cares about these players that aren't in the rotation being healthy? I care about winning the NBA Finals Game 1 by 1 point and almost choking, what is that, a 20-point lead? Oh my gosh. We're going to sim another game, and we take that one. We take Game 2. We are up 2-0 in the finals. Suns fans, I'm so sorry. I know you guys remember what it was like being up 2-0 in the finals. This time, I promise you, we're going to close it out. We are up 3-0. They take Game 4, but we win Game 5. Koa Pete wins Finals MVP, averaging 14, 10, and 5. Finally got Devin Booker a ring. Unfortunately, it was a little late in his career. I think he's, 33 right now? Yeah, so he's not exactly the player that we all, remember him to be going into this series. We wanted to get him help. We got him a Darius Garland who wins Conference Finals MVP. You got Koa Pete, Nate Amen, you got Anthony Thompson. I mean, this team is sick. It's loaded, top to bottom, and they'll compete for a long time. Game 5, specifically, Simons and Garland did amazing. Booker was super efficient. If we really want to be completely honest with ourselves, it's not like Booker has been bad. He's just not ball hogging. He's absolutely become a more efficient player, and that's part of how you make that opportunity to win a finals is you get all these other young guys and they develop, and hey, here we are. Kind of came out of nowhere. Didn't really feel like this was trending in that direction to actually win the finals. So very happy about that. I have no energy to do any more. We got our title. We got Book a title. We kept him in Phoenix for all of his prime. Thank you so much for watching. If this is something that you guys like to see, I'll try and do more rebuilds, kind of waiting until, the off season and free agency is mostly over so I can kind of get one Start Today file set up and do, new look rebuild type of things, like obviously the Nuggets and the Nets swapping Porter Jr. and Johnson is a video idea. There's all types of stuff like that. If you did enjoy this and you do have a team specifically that you would like me to do a rebuild of, I would be more than happy to. Just let me know in the comments below. But other than that, I will catch you all in the next one. Take care.